He don't have this mental. That's one of the big old wolves.
Woo, shit!
Hey guys.
You need me to carry something?
No,
Okay.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
What a little.
They're so pretty.
Hey, little buddy. You smell a cookie?
Look at stink though.
Who is this? She was here last time.
No, that's not. That's my best friend Tiny. That's what I'm
I
staying
met
with.
you
You might pretty
before.
place to
Oh,
share.
you know I just be playing. I be like, look.
I was like, oh, I'm
Probably
about
about
to
to have me. Good to see you, love.
I got y'all some food this time. Go and get y'all something to eat. Cause see, we gonna work today.
How are you? You're so pretty. You're so beautiful.
Thank you. He's so sweet. We gonna keep going in the kitchen, baby.
I don't know where it's at.
It's that way,
I ain't used to being
baby.
in no house this big.
Well, bitch, you know. There you go. You know, Corey.
What's going on, Corey? How you doing? All right.
You
I know that I met Corey before.
Corey, you better make sister shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, did it?
I'm a quad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I got y'all some chicken and shit.
Okay,
That
yes,
look like them
chicken.
catfish nuggets you had at the thing,
Them
though.
catfish nuggets was good.
I look like that. Help yourself, baby, because I just got me a little drink, so I don't act up too bad.
You look so pretty. I want this jacket.
You can have it.
This is the jacket you
That's
bought
what
today
you
when we was in
wearing?
the mall?
That's what you wearing?
Is that okay?
Yeah, because I'm kind of like matching.
I know you trying to come in with the
Oh,
Jones.
whatever, child.
This is what I'm wearing, baby. What you talking about? Yes, I got you some chicken because I know niggas y'all like.
Chicken.
That's right.
We like liquor too.
I got you some. Oh, I got you some.
Yeah,
liquor. What you want?
some coffee. Some little
The
coffee.
dog, you like the dog?
I like the dog. I like a little Hennessy. You got a
I
little
got
piece of
you some.
Hennessy?
You know it tastes better in a
The
red,
red
cup.
cup, it sure do.
I ain't fancy like that. Okay, Oliver, don't start that shit over there. Don't start that. It's my favorite. Don't get up there. Hey, baby, how are you? You ready? What's going on? You coming over? Oliver was trying to get a caterer up in here for y'all. And so you know, when she said, "Well, what's your budget?" I said, "You know what, bitch? I ain't trying to do all that. Can I use your
Ain't that the
kitchen?"
question though? What's your
That's
budget?
your budget, because
She's
whatever
a
it is, that's what they're gonna make it.
The caterer that he was trying to get was her teacher.
Oh, I ain't
Chef
talking about the
Oliver.
people. I don't know what you talking about. Tell me, can't you use the kitchen, bitch? You ain't got no kitchen. You ain't got no
No,
kitchen.
but that was her being excited, trying to be extra,
Yeah.
wanting to come and
Do
you
it
know
up,
be
but it
grand,
wasn't
hoping
big.
that you know
Bitch,
maybe
you should have referred me. I just got a little hungry last time. I figured I was
Right,
gonna
and then we gonna be working longer this time, so.
Yeah, so I wasn't trying to do nothing fancy, Oliver.
Ma'am.
That's what I'm talking about you.
You want to know what you're talking about or are you on the way?
I wasn't trying to do nothing fancy. But a caterer and all of that. See, corn and chicken, you good, right? The
you know,
chicken
it's just
good.
some roundaway niggas.
That's all. But what I wanted to tell Oliver is I'm not cussing no more.
You gonna try to stop? You that's really bothering you? They attacking you about it? Or?
No, nobody taking me. I'm grown. I'm almost 50 years old. I do what the fuck I want to do, right? Right. I'm just playing cut that part.
Well, she
But
just
I
said
said-
5 minutes ago she had been gave
Right,
her
she gave it
cigarettes, okay?
But listen, I'm gonna give you $1 every time I cuss. That's gonna deter me from cussing, okay?
But
I
you
ain't gonna
got
owe
it,
no
though.
money. I ain't gonna owe no money with me. It was about $55. That's all. I ain't cussing, but remind me if I cuss. That's how I keep up with it.
But
I ain't cussing no more.
If you're
okay?
really trying to stop cussing, let's bump it up to $5 every time you cuss. That way you really not
Nah,
cussing.
bitch, because you ain't trying to pay your light bill today. You ain't trying to pay your light bill. What's your name again, darling?
Tanya.
Tanya, your hair is so pretty.
Thank you.
And she go natural too. She got beautiful skin.
Thank you.
And like y'all reality hoes, so you have to put on all that makeup.
See, yeah, that's how we do
and
this.
wigs
You
and shit.
You want a drink, sweetheart?
You was doing crown and coat?
Uh-uh.
I don't done
What
nothing.
you want?
What she
You
like?
You want light?
You
Huh?
got Tito's?
Look, this bitch. I'm just playing. It's okay. I probably got some downstairs in the bar. I think I do. I don't know. I don't drink that, so
You drink dark too?
only dark. I drink Crown. I drink Hen if you ain't got none. Remy Martin, I do.
Okay.
But I don't drink light liquor. This one put the weight on, you know. This dark.
The dark. Is the liquor? Is it? You put a little Coke in yours?
I do Coke, but I'm just saying it's the liquor more calories than the light liquor, than the white stuff. Yeah, that's not bad.
You want to know what's funny? So Hennessy been my drink. If you a black man from the South, if all your uncles sitting under the tree drink Hennessy, you learn to drink Hennessy. In recent years, I don't have to start putting it down because they get me more drunk now than they used to. Like I used to be able to throw them back, but now I'd be like at the bar. I'd be like, bitch, I got to go home.
You're the reason why I drink Hennessy.
You drink it straight?
No, I do it with Coca-Cola. But a lot of my friends are saying, you know, the sugar in the Coke takes it straight to your brain and all that.
I love it. I just love it. You know, my mama used to drink Johnny Walker Red Label. You know about that?
I've learned about it in recent years. I didn't coming up.
They got the blue and the green and all of that, but back in the day they just had.
And that's how, honey. The most I'm spending is $35 on.
Oh, that's expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, that Johnny Walker's high.
Is it? I ain't know that. I know. Is Crown high? I don't know because I just.
Crown, Hennessy, and Remy, they right in there at the same price. Like that bottle on your counter right there, you get that from the liquor store for $27.
Okay. But what about the Remy? The Remy, you can get the XO or the PSO.
You can get the different kinds, right?
Go up a little bit, but that's all right.
But the funny thing is, I like the nigga Hennessy better. I don't like the black. I don't like the black or the white. I like the regular one.
I like. Don't give me no apple. That's sweet.
That shit is too sweet.
Yeah, give me the Crown. Why you gonna mess with perfection? It's good like it is.
And then too, you keep your condoms in a little bag. Better you know.
I don't have no condoms. I promise you I don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about, Tanya. Do you got condoms? He must be talking to you because I don't use condoms. I've been married 22 years. I have no need for a condom, okay? And I'm a woman of a certain age. I ain't got to worry about all of that, okay? A condom. How about condom? Corey.
All the black people keep their condoms in there.
Oh, and the Crown Royal bag.
And the Crown Royal bag.
You change in it.
Hey, that's what you put in.
You want Coke? Mix with your
Tito's and
I did find some
You
Tito's.
want yours straight up?
Do you have club soda?
Girl, bitch.
Yo, we fancy, man.
I done gave y'all a little chicken and hot sauce and she wants some.
You said you got everything.
I didn't say that. I said I got a lot of it.
Lori said I got everything.
We might have some clothes sorry though, for real. I'm just joking. We probably do have some. I got a whole bunch of crowns. For Christmas. For Christmas, I got Hey baby, how are you? I ain't about buying shit. These red cups work, okay? Why even
that
paper
part.
cups when you
Why wash
you
a
gonna throw the
dish?
shit away anyway?
Why wash your dish?
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, black man, how a gay man gonna tell me what to do with a man? Shit, I built this shit out. You need to ask me. You know what I'm saying? How you supposed to tell me? But you know what?
But do you want to know what is sad though? And I will say this. It is sad that, and I don't know who's to blame, that gay men have redefined what it means to be feminine.
Y'all 10 times a bitch. Some of you.
Gay men have redefined. They have set the standard for what y'all hair supposed to look like, what y'all makeup supposed to look like.
I mean, either. But the thing about it is they 10 times a bitch, so they try real hard. I don't know if I'm offending people or not, but you can't tell me how to be no woman. You can't. But now, I will give you this. You might be able to tell me what to do down there because you got one. You might be able to tell me what feel, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got one.
But is it possible that because...
But then my man could tell me that.
But is it possible because they have to overcompensate to feel feminine that they may have...
The answer?
So not the answers, but just a little more expertise in certain area or a little more study.
They try harder, yes.
You know,
there you go. And
so-
I don't try harder.
Because there's a joke.
I do
there's a
agree.
joke I think that Lou Nell tells that says, if you go out of town, you see a bitch, she got perfect teeth, she got perfect skin, she got perfect hair, she got a perfect body, it's a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess because they're going out of their way to fulfill this desire of wanting to be a woman, they make sure everything is perfect. Thus, I think a lot of women, how does it translate to, because I think a lot of women, so here's one thing that I've heard from a lot of women. My barbershop used to be in a hair salon. And the owner one time, Karen, called me and she said, Quentin, I like being around gay guys so much because y'all give me confidence.
Before you
Wait a
even
minute,
said
say it
that,
again.
I was thinking in my mind, that could be true from your very first statement for them low self-esteem hoes. But not for me.
She was saying
You know
that
what I'm
she
saying?
loves being around gay men because they give her confidence. And I guess I could see that because when you do find an openly gay man, especially one on the more feminine side, it takes a lot to show up in a world that doesn't accept that, especially if you black and Christian, and to just be unapologetic. And so I think for those people who do have self-esteem issues, it makes them say, what the fuck I'm sitting over here with low self-esteem for? Let me pull myself up some and be who I am.
I don't know about that, but I will say this. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, Heavenly, would you care if your son was gay? And I said, yes, I would. And let me tell you why. Not that I have something against everybody, because you discriminated against more so than the black people. You might not see it every day, but I'm telling you, behind closed doors, just like black people, we more offensive about something. If a white man say, let me touch your hair, we offended. We offended by little stuff, and now I understand more so why gay people are offended, because they discriminate against what I want my son to go. Then they asked me, would you want your son to marry a white woman? No, not that I have anything against white people, but my son does not need to go through that process that comes with it. He's gonna be discriminated against. You know that white man don't want you with his daughter. All that shit you got to go through to get. I just want my son to lead a regular life. Get you a Michelle Obama looking girl. Somebody smart that's gonna help you out. If you know what I'm saying, if you have hard times, somebody got a career.
White guy all through high school. She was a cheerleader. He was a football star. She never ever could go over his house because his parents were prejudiced. So he would always have to come to our house. And my father, like, when I say hated it, and then when it was time for them to like graduate and go to prom and do all the senior stuff, he couldn't take her because she couldn't be around his family.
Wow.
She had to take one of her black friends to prom and stuff.
I ain't gonna lie.
And
I
they
don't-
took the pictures at prom. She took the pictures with the white boy. Like, I hated that
but
shit.
she couldn't go with him.
You know,
what I'm saying?
I used to get, when I was younger, I used to get offended when somebody said, you know, would you mind if you have a gay son or daughter? And people would say, yes, I would mind. In my older years, I've come to realize what it is people are really trying to articulate is people don't want their children to have to go through struggle and strife.
Yeah.
And I realize I think every parent wants a quote unquote normal child with a normal life that's going to be as easy and seamless as possible. I definitely get it. I no longer get offended by it.
I mean, and then being normal, a normal black guy is hard enough.
Indeed.
So, or just a black
Indeed.
person, you know, so.
Indeed. And it's funny because me and T.S. Madison talk about this all the time. And this is across color lines and culture lines. When you're a trans person, you are at the bottom of the social totem pole in every regard. And this trans acceptance is something that's very new to all of us. It's sticky territory. It's making everybody uncomfortable. We don't understand it. And I just keep my mouth closed about it.
Yeah, me too. I really do, because I didn't know TS was trans. And I guess I felt like I be knowing. Like, I walked in there, I was like, hey, I had no clue. I didn't know what TS did. I didn't even know who the bitch was. The only reason I knew who she was because of you. And then the time that she had said something about somebody and they had responded. And I was thinking like, okay, so.
So you just thought she was just a girl on the internet that kind of did what
like
I did?
Lizzo, that's over. Lizzo, woman, right?
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, that was wrong. Cut that.
No, that gotta stay in.
That gotta
You know
stay.
what I'm saying?
No,
But when I loved her from the first time I met her. When I saw her face, I was like, oh man, I love her. Then they had some shit cooking. I think this is what he wanted. They had like
That was Chef Holly.
No, that was actually Miss Mary.
Oh,
Miss Mary was cooking.
It was so good. I mean, I couldn't eat everything because they had so much of all this stuff.
But let me ask you, so was that your first interaction with a trans person?
I know King Maya.
King of mine, okay.
King. I mean, I don't know her, but I've met her before.
Okay.
But that's a woman. I mean,
She's beautiful.
that's a woman, in my opinion. Like,
So in meeting a King Amaya Scott,
She's real nice.
and in meeting a T.S. Madison, can you bring yourself to be open-minded enough to believe in the possibility that some people their spirit can be born in the wrong body?
that's too deep for me. I don't really even want to comment on that. But I will say this. to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
If you not hurt me with what you doing, please do it. Whatever makes you happy, make me happy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no discrimination or nothing. But my whole thing is, and I know I'm probably wrong to say, the transgender are cool. The gay women cool as shit. It's just the 10 times a bitch that gotta be all, you know what I'm saying, and reading your ass and not be done whipped your ass. That's what I, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? And I call it,
pause.
and I can say it, you can't. I call it that theatrics, sissydry, and
I
faggotry.
ain't gonna say like, I like the gay man. I like everybody. Don't even put that right there. I like everybody, but listen, you know what I see people do like this, you know, all that. No.
And so it's funny
Stop
because
all of that.
even in the gay community, we struggle with that issue now because it's become the culture. It's become,
To be extra.
it's become, and it's funny because reality TV, believe it or not, has stolen from that culture. It's become read culture and shade
That's where they got it
culture
from, yeah.
and bitch culture and yes, honey, and everything is a yes, and it's so sickening because I have to see it in my social spaces, and then when I turn on the TV, there's nothing worse that I hate to see women mimicking gay men, but then when I say that publicly, I get a lot of backlash because the women are like, well, where do y'all think y'all got it from? You know what I'm saying? They're like, a lot, especially the black women, they're like, oh, y'all are mimicking the sassy black woman in the hair salon.
Y'all just did it better.
You
right?
know what I'm saying? So again, redefine what it means to be feminine.
You did it 10 times better. That's what made it too much. I mean,
Right.
we enough. We probably too
Right.
much, but when you take it 10 times.
Dude, sir, miss, I'm a man, and we don't
Dude,
even
sir.
act like
Dude,
this.
But that's what the gay men do.
You
We
know?
don't even do all
Right,
of this and
right.
all of that. We don't do that. So when the gay men, it's an overcompensation
Yeah.
because they trying to be something that they not. Is that wrong to say?
It's just weird because
Is
then,
that wrong to say
then,
cut this? Because
then-
I don't know what's offensive and what ain't.
you know, my response. No, I think it's I think
It's a good
beautiful
conversation to have.
a genuine conversation in a safe space.
Right.
And I can always correct you if
Yeah,
you're
please
wrong.
correct me
I
if I'm
think
wrong.
I think that'll be the
Mm-hmm.
It's weird though because I've always just fallen back and said, well, who am I to say that that's too much? Maybe that's how that person feel. I mean, maybe they want to switch and twist and
That makes them feel comfortable. That's who they
yeah,
are. Right.
yeah.
But you don't per se like it or
It's not that I don't like anything extra. And the thing about it is, I'm one of those people that I'm really in tune with other people's energy. I can tell when it's just your genuine personality.
but you
they're-
wouldn't be attracted to that type of guy.
sexually or romantically.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't like.
You like
I
a
don't.
man,
I don't
man.
like queenie boys. I'm what you call.
Conservative.
I'm what you call a butch queen. I can give you. So you got sissy. You got butch queen, which is a boy who can give you some feminine tendencies, and then you got trade, and trade is like the thug boys because they'll trade sexual favors in exchange for money. You see what I'm saying? So that's
a hoe.
that's
That's what we call a hoe.
but it's a personality type.
Oh.
It's like a thug. It's like a very masculine man. So we label him as trade. Because
So
it's-
what we having this conversation? So if the trade is it like okay, the trade always go from the bottom,
So that's the funny thing.
Or is it mixed up?
No, people love to think masculine equal you the top, and feminine you're the one
That's
that's
what I would
receiving.
think.
But it doesn't align. That way. It doesn't align. There's
Very far
no
from it.
there's
Yes.
no direct correlation between
yeah.
how masculine you are and if you prefer to give it or take it. It's just a matter of preference, and you'll be surprised.
so the feminine boys are giving it.
do both?
Some?
Do most guys do both?
I think more
think
guys
now.
did not. I'll speak for me. I started out strictly as a top.
Oh,
And
As a top?
As a top, I did. And as life evolved, and as
When you was
life,
a little boy when the lawyer man came and got you at the park, because I saw that video.
Yes.
Was you a top or bottom?
You
was a bottom, I'm
then I was
assuming.
just sucking dick then.
Oh,
I was just
thank you for
sucking
clearing that
old
up. I was
dick.
gonna
Yeah.
say, he
No,
gonna put his
I didn't go
old
that
big
far.
stuff in you.
Yeah, I didn't go that far. I'm glad you saw that story.
No, I saw it.
It was a
I'm
very
a
vulnerable
fan.
moment.
I'm a fan.
But then I think as life evolves for the gay man period, and as you start to want to get into romantic relationships, I think a lot of us, at least for me, I removed all of that, and I was like, if this is what my lover wants. I was dating a guy that was 20 years older than me, and he was like, listen, this is what I like to do, and if I want to be with you, but there's some incompatibility here. And my response to him was, well, if you can find a way to do it and it don't hurt, then I'm okay with it. That was my only reservation about it, was that it hurt.
It hurt.
And he was a big guy, so
I ain't
you
never
know,
did that. But after a while, you get used to it. That's why they say.
And then once it's
Feels
in,
amazing.
That's why they say when you go back, black you
amazing.
never go back because you black you done been pushed out.
But
And
you
when
never-
go back, you
Well.
can't really don't get out.
Daddy never hit you from the back and put that thumb right there on it.
I swear to God.
Would you be open to it?
I'm open to a lot of things.
No.
Bear claw.
Oh, that's what it's
That
called.
sounds painful. I don't want to be alone. But you know what? As a married couple, I'm open to a lot of things.
Right.
Look, but my husband here, no, we just do the right. I think my stuff good. I think it's good. When people be saying doing threesomes and shit, that's not my life. I'm not about that life, and I don't think my husband is either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if he was, I think I would conform to it. I really do. You know, some women say, hey, you know, I would never do. If he wanted me to bring another bitch in, I probably, you know what I mean? I probably fight her. Like I say, I want to fight her. She jump on my man, and we got to fight.
That would just have
You
to
have
be
to
rules. So I mean, would
I ain't
you
about that life. I'm too
perform?
jealous.
Would you perform on her?
Hell no.
Would you let her perform on you?
That probably would be easier, but no. I just know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know I ain't putting my mouth on no nasty bitch. But
There's a lot of them.
no,
No, you're not. It's not.
no, agree.
But would you let her do
That's
you?
not wrong at all.
I'm saying no.
If you saying you'll conform,
no,
listen. If you saying you'll conform, if this is something your husband would want,
I don't think
you gotta
he cares.
participate.
Me, right?
Yeah, you
He
gotta
just want-
participate. That's a
I don't
threesome.
want to do that. I'm sorry. Y'all can't make everybody get bisexual. Y'all can't. I'm not. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm dead. I like that. Okay.
That's the whole piercing.
Listen, I like dick, and y'all can't make me like nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all try to push shit off on people.
No,
like
stop
everybody
that. No, we
everybody
don't.
like
There's no
that.
gay agenda, and ain't nobody trying to push that on nobody.
Correct me then.
What we trying to push is for y'all bitches to let us live peaceably. That's all we want.
Live what?
Peaceably, bitch.
That's
all we want, bitch. We want to hold hands down the street with our lover, and we don't want nobody throwing no rocks at us. We ain't trying to push shit on nobody. What we trying to get y'all to do is leave us the fuck alone.
There is a saying out there that people became gay because something happened to you, whether you were abused sexually, whether you were around a lot of women in your life and you didn't have a male figure. That's what people think,
That's what
man.
people
I
think.
know better.
No, that's what people think.
I know better because I
And-
know too many gay people, but I'm saying it's an honest thing that people say, hey, he became gay because.
And I will say this, without any knowledge and education about it, I can see how people arrive at
Okay,
those
so that's
conclusions.
just not true.
But it's not.
Everybody
true.
is definitely born that way.
I can't speak on everybody. Sexuality is so complex. There may be people who got touched at an early age or exposed to
started.
something and it
But-
shifted. That could be possible. I don't know. That's not what happened with me. I knew in elementary school that I was there. I've never been molested. Nobody touched me. I got my mama and my daddy. My daddy was in my life. You know, people tend to think, oh, because a man ain't around, that'll make you gay.
Or you got molested, or
And it's funny because when I came out to my mama, the first thing she said was, somebody touch you? And I was like, no.
You
why
came
nobody-
out to your mom,
I was-
how old were you?
23 when I came out to my mother.
Okay, so you went through all through undergrad. Being heterosexual, you were with women?
he
Yes,
had been.
and then playing around with guys on the low. You know what I'm saying? But still showing up in the world, or at least attempting to show up in the world as a straight man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my mother asked me one day, here's the issue that I found out with a lot of black families. A lot of black people don't even have issues with their kids being gay. They have issues with what people are going to think about them. You know what I'm saying?
About them, how they gonna treat
Because
their
my
baby.
mama's only concern was
That's
the fact.
your issue about how they would be treated, because you said
Right.
that twice about marrying a white guy and being gay.
Right.
I mean, a white woman and being gay.
My
But
mama's-
the majority of the world cares about what other people think.
My mama
I ain't
only
never been
concern.
that
My mama only
Who gives a
concern was
fuck?
that there was an aunt in
Unless-
my
I mean,
family going
You know what I'm
around telling
saying?
people
Is you paying bills over
that she
here?
thought I
Do
was
you?
gay.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my
Like,
mama's concern. So
they
one
don't
day
give
she
a fuck
pulled me
about you,
outside
so
and she was
you
like,
shouldn't care what
you
nobody
know,
thinks.
so and
but
so's going
you.
around saying
You know what I'm saying?
this about you. So I just want to ask you, are you? And I was like, you didn't ask me because you know this. You didn't ask me because
She
you work
knew.
my
People know
well-being.
they
She had it on.
She knew.
I feel like she had it on.
She knew when you was a little baby.
I feel like she did. But
She
both
did.
both of my parents, when I asked them later in life after they got comfortable with it, my dad didn't have an issue with it. My dad looked at me. I came out to him about 3 years
Hey, boy,
later.
I knew you were gay at 10.
No, I was expecting him to say that, but what he said was, you didn't even have to tell me that. When I came out, he was like, what do you think of me? He said, I watched the MTV. He said, I watched the MTV. I see how them white people do their kids. It's like, I would never do one of my kids. My daddy said, if you were a murderer, I still got to love you. You know what I'm saying? And that was just powerful because you always expect the black man to be the one with the issue and the mother to be the nurturer. My mother, for 2 years, she was old mean bitch. She came to my house one time and was like, look at you. I can see it on your skin. I can see it. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I can see it on your skin. Like, I can see it on your skin. God, not please. But later in life, as again, she began to be educated because I shut her out and she began to get a bit more educated about the situation. I'll never forget, not crying. I called her one day and I said, you know, Mom, this is when those suicides and stuff were big. And I said, Mom, would you rather have a gay child or a dead child? And she said, a gay child. And I said, Mom, I grew up hearing you call people sissies and faggots and stuff. I said, now that you know your son is one of those sissies and faggots, do you still say that?
Hey, Corey.
And she was like, no, I don't say faggot. I say gay. My son is one of the gays. You know what I'm saying? And so
is that the worst word to say, faggot or punk or what?
So here's one thing. We from Miami.
Faggot is like the worst thing you can say.
But here's the thing, Heavenly.
Is that like saying bitch?
I
Bitch,
guess.
they love bitch.
But see, here's the
Bitch is
thing,
good.
Heavenly. I'm from Miami. I've
Right.
been called a faggot since the 2nd
So it
grade.
doesn't bother
So
you.
I'm still lost on when on the timeline that faggot became the new N-word.
And
Because
this is
I'm so
why-
desensitized to it. And in Miami, punk, faggot, and sissy, we use them so much.
But this is why people don't understand me when I say shit. I'm saying I'm
Like, bitch.
desensitized to
Bitch,
so
bro.
much because I've been called it, I've been did, I've been done. So when I say something to this bitch on TV, they think, oh my God, Heavenly,
girl,
oh my
You
God.
be letting them
And
have
I'm
it.
like,
You be letting
bitch,
them
that
have
ain't
it,
nothing. I was putting it on you light, really. I was
Right.
trying to hold back, really.
It
Like,
took me
heavily.
moving up here to slowly realize that I can't just go around calling every woman bitch. Because in Miami, the first time somebody say bitch, it's bitch, comma.
Bitch, comma.
then whatever else you
Uh-huh,
gotta say.
right.
Or this bitch, or this hoe. I'm talking about this hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's...
And I've been called a hoe and a bitch so much, and that's not good.
It's not.
It's not good.
Let's
but
talk
I
about
don't be
that.
offended.
But see, let's
but
talk
when
about-
a man says that, I'm offended.
Right.
But if you say it, say bitch, but some bitches be offended. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you call me oh, this hoe, whatever. But if he called me a hoe, bitch, I'm not offended. But if a white man called me, and I know that's wrong. He
No,
can
it's
be
not
gay.
wrong because it's different. It's all on the intention.
Yeah.
And I ain't prejudiced.
But
If we
but
fool
us
our line,
we're not supposed to accept it or like it any form that it's brought to you.
I understand.
But we do it so freely. You know, it's just not an issue no more. You know?
the time.
Context matters.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Always.
No, it's not the rim. It's the,
You know, we fool out, and it's funny because
He's trying to see if he's gonna call around and find one.
I be just free talking right now with certain women. I be like, bitch, please, joke. And then they're one of those that are like, please don't call me that. And then I just be like, oh, you're one of those. Like,
Right.
girl, clearly we're
But you
having
can't call
fun.
no black straight man no bitch.
No,
Even
no, that-
on your video, I was like, that bitch. I said, wait a minute, Funky. I understand where you're going and what you're trying to do, but you want to make an enemy call somebody so real. And if you want your ass whipped,
If you
okay?
want.
Yeah.
If you want his ass whipped, call a black straight man a bitch
Yeah.
to his face.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's offensive beyond offense. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm arguing, I deter from calling my man because I know them. You know what I'm saying?
those white ones.
Like, listen, when you say bitch, it's like, okay, I know the motherfucker ain't gonna hit me.
He
But
might
it's like,
choke my
no,
ass.
his eyes change. And then you have to switch out. I'm like, you know what? I was just playing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you be arguing, you would tell nigga, look. And then the nigga snap. And they be like, oh, well, you know what?
But you
It
know,
ain't even about all that. It ain't none of that. You
a
gonna
point
calm
I
down.
wanted to make earlier, which is kind of